Hello friends and people of YouTube. I'm making this video for the newer players of Albion Online or for people in general who are interested in the game. It will be a sort of newbie friendly video, so I'm just gonna give random advice, tips, tricks, stuff like that, and talk in general about the game. That is the purpose of this video. So if you enjoy this kind of videos, sit back, take some soda or popcorn or whatever, and let us begin. I'm making this video because I saw a lot of people in the global channel asking how to play the game and have random questions about the game that they did not understand. This video will be basically dedicated to them. Personally, I think that the game is easy to understand and fairly accessible to everybody. My character is fairly new. I have like 20 minutes of gameplay in it since the wipe happened very recently, I think 2 days ago. And let's start with the basic. This is my character. He has nothing, and as you can see here, he has no skills whatsoever. Because your characters do not, in this game, you do not have skills like every character has a skill, like for example League of Legends or games like that. No. Your character gets skills by wearing items. For example, if you like to cast fireballs and stuff like that, you can just play a mage and you'll need a robe and a staff or a book or something like that. If you wanna play a warrior, you can just get yourself some plate armor, a sword or a shield or an axe or a two-hander axe or a mace. There are quite a lot of weapons to choose from, and specialized. But more on that later. First of all, let me equip my gear. As you can see, I am a archer. That's what I think I'm gonna be on this wipe. There will be another wipe in summer, I think in August. I'm not sure, so yeah. But there will be one more wipe in this like late summer, I think, something like that. As you can see, my character now has skills. I can have this inferno shield and howl in that way because yeah, that's weird. And I can move a little bit faster and that sort of thing, you understand. So this is the basis, okay? This is the basic of your character. Let us talk about the map and resources. Now first, by pressing M, you can see your local map. What you can see on your local map is the level of the resources that are available for gatherers and dungeons and information about the map. Here you can see that you can find wood in this area from level 2 to 4. You can also find creatures that you can skin for leather from level 2 to 4, and also you can find cotton from level 2 to 4. So this is it in this area. By pressing Q, I believe, yes, Q, you can see the big map, and look at this. This is huge. This is a lot, right? But there's different biomes, as you can see. Right now we're in the marsh. So in the marsh, you can find, usually you will find wood, leather, and cotton. But let's move to like for example, let's move to a desert area, right? Let's see what's here. Here you can find leather, cotton, and some iron, I think, and minerals like that. Let's see the forest. What resources do the forest offer? Well, you can find the wood, stone, and leather. So you can see different biomes offer different resources, and it's up to you to decide where is best for you to farm your resources if you decide to be a gatherer. That you don't have to be a gatherer if if you decide not to be. But in my character is specialized on leatherworking. You will need a specific tool to gather each resource. For example, for wood you would need an axe. For stone you will need a hammer. For leather you will need a skinning knife, right, and so on. But let us talk about the knife. My knife is level 2. That means it can only and only gather level 1 leather, level 2 leather, and level 3. But it cannot gather level 3 enchanted level 3 leather, and you can find that sort of stuff. For example, I can kill this snake right here. Like, if you remember how WoW used to be, or the old MMOs, that's the combat system right here. It's pretty boring, I would say, but it does not take from the game. I think there's a certain enjoyment you can find from this. And look, I'm gathering level 2 leather. Fairly simple, right? And after I'm gonna move to a level 3 knife, I can gather level 4 leather, and so on and so forth. And now that I talked about how to gather resources, let us now talk about how to use resources and craft. Processing and crafting different items from resources. Since I am a leather gatherer, basically, I will focus more on leather and stuff like that, but it's basically the same everywhere. Of course, different materials and stuff like that. But let's see about leather. To actually produce T2 leather, which is called stiff leather, you would need, rugged hide, which I already have stiff leather. I already produced them, but you basically find T2 creatures, you kill them, you skin them, and you would have rugged hide. Then you basically craft stiff leather out of that ragged hide. Now, what's pretty awesome about the game that is it starts here with a tire 3. To make tire 3, you actually require to have thin hide, which is tire 3 hide, and stiff leather, which is tire 2. And then if you look at tire 4, you will need tire 4, which is medium hide, and then thick leather, which in return requires stiff leather to make. So you see, higher ranking materials require lower ranking materials to actually be produced, to actually be made. So what that makes, it makes the newer players who are actually farming lower tier materials play in a harmony, basically, with the higher players who will hunt for higher ranking materials. For example, a player that makes tire 6 or tire 7 leather will need tire 5, 4 and 3 and 2 to actually produce that, because tire 2 makes tire 3 and tire 3 makes tire 4 and so on. So that means that even the lowest player among us has a thing to add to the economy. You help, you understand. It brings people together. It ties the economy together, basically. It's actually an awesome idea from the developers, which I applaud. Now, after you make the tire 2 material, in my case, for example, you go here. Let me show you on the map. Right. Because I use leather and I'm a hunter, basically, or a rogue, or what you want to call it. There's no class in the game, as I talked previously. I will go to a hunter's lodge, and then I can make hunter weapons. As you can see, I can make a nature staff, spears, and things like that. And as you go further down, you can actually make claws, for example. There's a lot of different weapons in this game. It's actually awesome. But since I have leather, I'm gonna make some armor. So I'm gonna make a T2 mercenary jacket, novice mercenary jacket. And look, now I have a T2 mercenary jacket. I got a little bit of reputations or renown or whatever it's called. It's basically experience. The more you do something, the better you are at it. If you want to be a crafter, you buy the materials and you craft things, and then you sell it for a profit. If you want to be a gatherer, you gather things and you sell what you gathered. If you want to be a dedicated fighter, you can be a dedicated fighter. This is all up to you. And as you can see, I made a novice mercenary jacket. Cool. What can I do it? Well, I can wear it, or I can do this. This is study. You can see here what it says. Studying an item will cause it to break, and it will grant you at least 100%, I think 100,000%, I don't know, of the crafted fame you will get from crafting it. So basically this makes it helps you gather the skill of the item you know, for a cost. I don't have the proper silver now, I'm poor as fuck. But this is for higher players, right? For higher ranking players. If for example you've played as a hunter for the entirety of the game and you have accumulated a vast fortune, you have the money, you can, and you want to change a little bit. For example, you're bad with swords, but you would like to play with swords. You can just go at a station like this and study a bunch of swords. You know, you pay for the swords, you pay for the item, and you pay for the cost, for, you know, the cost that you have here for studying, and you can get some skills in that particular area. So it's awesome. The developers thought about everything. I cannot applaud them enough. The game is pretty awesome. That being said, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I know it's bare bones and there's a lot more about the game to talk about. There's a lot more you can do in game. There's a lot of other mechanics and a lot of more other stuff in PvP and PvE alike. So I will talk about those things in another video. I hope this video will help in some manner the newer players, of course. And I hope there's some useful information to be had in this video. Thank you very much for those watching, and I appreciate you doing so. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.